Aloha, my friends. So I had to get on here live because there is some intense astrological energy happening today. And I had a client and some friends reach out saying, Lotus, what is going on? I'm feeling all this stuff. The technology is not working. Can you please tell us what is happening? So I just wanted to hop on here and just give you the 411 of what I'm seeing is going on astrologically to help you better understand if you're dealing with some challenges in your life or reality. So, what is happening? We've got several planets in a dance that is a little bit challenging, and there's something called a T-square. And to not make it too complex, a T-square is basically when we have several planets that are in a disharmonious relationship. You know, we have harmonious relationships with people in life. We get along, everything's smooth and flowing. That's a harmonious aspect in astrology. But then we have disharmonious aspects. And today we have several of them happening at the same time, creating what is called a T-square. So what is this? How might it be affecting you? What's going on? So a T-square is when things kind of come to a point with several planets that are in disharmonious aspect, creating this focal point. And so two of the planets I'm going to talk about today that are in a polarity to one another are Uranus, the planet of change, sudden unexpected happenings. It's like the lightning bolt. Uranus is lightning, okay? Uranus just comes in and shakes absolutely everything up. It also rules electricity. And it is the revolutionary. It's the planet of the revolutionary. It brings in change. And it is in opposition or opposing the moon. And what is the moon? In astrology, the moon is our emotion. The moon is how we feel. It's how we think. It's how we process feeling. The moon is also our comfort zone. It's the home. It's the mom. It's that cozy, supportive feeling we have when we're emotionally supported and connected and in communion. And so today, these two planets, Uranus and the moon, are opposing one another. And opposing means they're directly opposite each other on the zodiac wheel. And they're creating tension. Now, polarity or opposition, I often think of a coin with two sides. And, you know, it's one coin, but we have black and white, we have up and down, right and wrong, good and bad. And so we've got the energy of Uranus being in Aries, which is it's all about I am, the self, the individual, leadership, courage, taking action. The symbol for it is the ram charging forwards. I often associate Aries with the ram, with sports people, you know, people who play hardcore physical sports. It's also can in astrology refer to war, right? And so it's an aggressive energy, it's an assertive energy, but it also is a beautiful energy about leadership and courage and taking action and being fearless and brave. And it is opposite, completely opposite the sign Libra, which is the sign that the moon is in today. So the moon is in Libra. Our emotional nature is in a sign that is ruled by Venus, which is the divine feminine. It's about beauty. It's about balance and harmony and justice. And it likes to keep things harmonious above all else. It does not like discord. It does not like war. It does not like fighting. Okay? And so we've got the moon, our emotional nature, opposing Uranus, which is sudden unexpected happenings. So Uranus is saying this. It's saying, okay, let's shake things up. We're gonna change things. We're gonna take action. We're gonna be courageous and go out there. And we're gonna do something new. And the moon in Libra is saying, let's do it with someone. And let's make it harmonious and beautiful. And the two of them are a little bit at cross purposes here, because Libra wants to make sure everything's smooth sailing, and the moon wants it to be comfortable and safe and secure, whereas Uranus is just about freedom. It's just all about freedom. It's all about taking charge and changing things and going in new directions, right? And so Uranus is all about this big change, wanting to change things up, whereas the moon is all about keeping things safe, keeping things secure, going to this place inside of us where we feel comfortable, where we feel safe. And so there's this debate between safety, comfort, and change. And another thing to keep in mind is that Uranus rules the internet. It rules the online world. And so if things are malfunctioning in your tech world, it could be related to Uranus being in opposition to the moon. It could also be related to family stuff, like maybe you're trying to deal with some family interactions and Uranus is kind of coming in and shaking things up. Whatever's coming up for you. And I would love to hear in the comments if you would like to share what's coming up for you today, because my friend was like, nothing's working with technology and I don't know what's going on, please tell me. So I'd be love to hear where you all are out today. I personally felt that the energy was a little bit intensive today, and I was like, I'm just gonna go out into nature and go outside. So I think I'll take you down to this beautiful spot right on the creek here, because a lot of the ways that moon opposite Uranus can be showing up is in frustration. Aries rules the head, and it is also about anger, right? Because it's ruled by Mars and aggression. So opposing the moon, we can have emotional frustration, anger, short temper, short fuse. It's an intense energy. Luckily, the moon changes signs really quickly. And so in the next couple, like tomorrow or the next day, the moon won't be in quite an as intensive place as it is today. So I'm just coming down to the creek here with you all because I thought, why don't we get back into some peaceful energy? So if you've been feeling the intensity of the moon opposing Uranus today, and I didn't even mention this, and I'll do another video about it, but the moon is going into a full moon on July 3rd, which is going to be the day before the 4th of July. And so a full moon is always extremely activating because as the moon grows full, it causes all the water on the planet, the water in our bodies, the water in the groundwater, the water in plants, to be magnetized up. It begins to rise upwards. Okay? So that means the blood and the fluids and the water in our bodies is being magnetized up to the surface, which makes us more sensitive. Okay? And so that moon, as it's getting fuller and fuller and bigger and brighter, is also causing us to feel more sensitive. And the moon right now is in a sign that's in opposition to a sort of irritating planet in a way. Like Uranus is being kind of like pokey, kind of pushy, you know, like take action, do it. And it's so, I'm laughing because I literally went through this internal sort of debate in my own head today of wanting to be pushy and also wanting to be harmonious. And I was like, what is going on? And I'm so grateful for knowing the information that an astrological chart has to share for us. And in fact, I'm actually going to be leading a course starting tomorrow, Saturday, July 1st, for 6 weeks. So if you're someone who's like, gosh, I'm really excited about astrology and I would love to learn more about how to look at a chart on my own and know, oh, we have the moon opposite Uranus, we might have some intensity, right? So it's going to be an amazing class. So go ahead and message me if you'd like to learn more. But what I want to speak to now is the fact that we're approaching this full moon, and that full moon is going to be conjunct Pluto on July 3rd. Holy cow. Pluto is depth, it's transformation, it's intensity. In Greek mythology, it's the god of the underworld. and it is currently retrograde. And when a planet is retrograde, it means that it is doing a lot of reconsideration, reevaluation. It's looking into things, it's contemplating things. It's like, how did that work? And I often see Pluto as the subconscious. So our subconscious mind is going through this really deep internal transformation. And with the full moon conjuncting it, and it's emotion, the moon is emotion. It's like, and Pluto's deep buried things. Our emotions could have some deep buried things coming up and out, triggered by this full moon, depending on where it is in your chart and how it's affecting you personally. And at the same time, it's in polarity. It's going to be in polarity or opposition to the sun. And the sun is in Gemini. And Gemini is the media. And it's also information, it's thought, it's writing, it's networking, it's communication. And so I personally feel that there's a potential for a very huge release of information that's been secret through the media coming up on this full moon, July 3rd, July 4th, which is the birthday of our country. So it would be a perfect time for some information to come out. And so at the same time that people are building up for their big 4th of July holidays and celebrations, right, celebrating our country, there's a lot of discord and challenge in our country, isn't there? So I think it's triggering everyone on a deep level of thinking about freedom, thinking about how they feel about this country and being citizens of it. And with that full moon being conjunct Pluto retrograde, I think there is a potential for us to be being drawn inward at the same time that the collective energy is sort of like going, woohoo, let's go celebrate and go external. And so I think there's a little bit of a challenge here between those energies. So what do? We find our center, we come out into nature, we ground to the earth, right? Got my feet in the water. And that just feels so good. I wish I'd come out here earlier. You know, sometimes I forget, especially if you're empathic or sensitive or highly attuned, that you're feeling all of this, right? We're all feeling one another. We're all really deeply connected. And so you may be feeling this and you may be going, oh my God, this is a lot. So you're feeling all of the building energies here. I highly recommend get out into nature, clear your schedule a little bit, and just recognize and realize that we're going through a collective activation right now. Change is happening. Change is going to be happening in the leadership of our planet. Change is happening in our country. It's being brought up this year, and we're doing it together, but it does cause some intensity. It is uncomfortable, and you know, you might need to take some breaks here and there. So, hope you're doing well. I hope that you have a moment to pause, reset yourself, connect to your center. I'll be back on here soon with more updates. Hi to all of my new subscribers. It's super nice to meet you all. And I will be sharing more information about my work, who I am, and why this astrological system is amazing. And I'm super excited to get to know you all better. So lots of love. Aloha.